Okay, this problem is going to rely on our special triangle knowledge. Both of these are special triangles. This triangle at the bottom is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we need to talk about that for a minute. They gave us that this angle right here is 30, which tells you that the other angle automatically has to be 60. So this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So just a quick 30-second review. Remember that if you have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, you have the hypotenuse, of course, and then you have a short side and you have a long side. And here's how the pattern would work. It's all about the short side. So the short side, of course, is across from the 30, and that's going to be x. The hypotenuse is always going to be double that. So the hypotenuse will always be 2x. And then, so the short leg tells you the hypotenuse, but then the short leg also tells you the long leg, because the short leg is the long leg times radical 3. So just for example, okay, and I know this is more than 30 seconds. I guess I misled you a little bit. I apologize. But students forget this information. So let's say if I told you that the short leg was 5. Okay, double it and it will give you the hypotenuse. Put a radical 3 on it and it's the long leg. So 5 radical 3. Okay, now this problem throws us a little bit of a curveball. Alright, because they don't give us the short leg, they give us the long leg. So that's weird. Okay, they give us the long leg. Well, look, it's all about the short leg. So we have to find the short leg as fast as we can. And here's how we're going to find it. Let's use these little formulas that I wrote up at the top. Okay, the short leg, let's call that x. The long leg is x radical 3, and the hypotenuse is 2x. Okay, I just put those formulas everywhere. By the way, take notes. Okay, write this picture down. Write this down. Now, 9 is the only number that we have. So I should be able to solve this equation. And the way I solve it is by dividing both sides by radical 3. So if I divide by radical 3 on both sides, okay, so these are going to cancel out. So that tells me that x is equal to 9 over radical 3. Now, a lot of times we like to do something called rationalizing the denominator. I'm going to do that real quick right now. If I multiply both of these by radical 3, then that's going to turn into 9 radical 3 over 3. Radical 3 times radical 3 is 3. But then, so that's x. But 9 divided by 3 is 3. So this is 3 radical 3. So that's x. Now, remember what x represents. X is the short leg. So by finding x, we just found that the short leg is 3 radical 3. Okay, but then the hypotenuse is always double that. It's 2 times 3 radical 3. So if I multiply 2 times 3 radical 3, well, that's going to give me 6 radical 3. So this is the hypotenuse. Alright, and look, this is the thing I really needed to find. because our ultimate goal is to find x here. And the thing that connects this triangle with the next triangle is this hypotenuse. So because of this, we just found that the hypotenuse is 6 radical 3. Okay? Now we need to talk about the other kind of special triangle. The other kind of special triangle is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Now, they told us that this angle right here is 45 degrees. That automatically means that the other angle is also 45 degrees. So this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. All right, now, the reason why this is so easy is because this is always an isosceles triangle, meaning these two sides will always be the same. Okay, so so this is our 45, 45, 90 triangle. So here's how the pattern goes. These two sides are always the same. So it's like x, x. You know what? I should use a different variable because there's already an x right there. I don't want to confuse you guys. I will use n. So it goes n, n, and n radical 2. Alright, this is the pattern of a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Again, write this down. Okay, so the way this normally works is, say if I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle down here. If this was 5, then this would be 5, and this would be 5 radical 2. Okay, that's the way it usually works. But okay, look what happened though. Instead of giving us a nice easy number like 5, we just discovered that this side down here is 6 radical 3. So this is 6 radical 3. Well, we know that this other side is also 6 radical 3 because these two are always the same. Now, the other side has got to be 6 radical 3 radical 2. Alright, see how it goes n, n, n radical 2? Well, same thing. 6 radical 3, 6 radical 3, 6 radical 3, radical 2. So the question is, what is this? Well, if you put this together, this will be 6 times radical 6. All right, I'm just multiplying these two. So this is 6 radical 6. So really that's it. We were trying to find this hypotenuse, and it turned out to be 6 radical 6. So I'm really hoping I look down and see that as one of the choices. Okay, I do not see that as one of the choices, and that's because they didn't rationalize any of these denominators. I guess they're leaving that for us to do. So remember when I showed you how to multiply the numerator and denominator by that radical? Okay, we have to do that ourselves, I guess. So if I do that right now, this is going to make 18 radical 3 over 3, which is 6 radical 3. Alright, because this goes into 18. Alright, so this would be 6 radical 3. We wanted the answer to be 6 radical 6. So this is close, but no, this is not the answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. I'm going to change colors. Say if I multiply this by radical 3. Okay, that's going to give me 18 radical 6, or I'm just multiplying these together, over 3. And then 18 divided by 3 is 6, so this will be 6 radical 6. And this is what we were hunting for. So this is the answer.